Hello, everybody. It is me, Pacific, coming to you at 3:50 a.m. before I start my work day of bus routes and field trips. Today we're going to Dinosaur Ridge. Played through. There's dinosaur footprints up the side of the mountain. The real deal. It's pretty cool. Okay, we're going to do a brief little video. I doubt the women that need to watch this will watch this, but I got a comment from an Australian lassie who wrote me and said, I don't like it when you're generalizing that all Americans are this way. I don't know if I did in my video where I talked about a woman's place. Consistently in most of my videos, I've said not all Chinese are this way, not all American women are this way, but most. It's funny, for all the hate I got on my Chinese are rude in Hong Kong, I get comments every day. That is over 120,000 views, by the way. I get comments every day from people who just got back from a vacation over there, and they tell me, oh my gosh, the taxi drivers will run you down. I was pushed, shoved, they were rude, they're all about money. I get so many comments confirming what I said. That's what I like about my videos. If I was a whack job, I'd be shut down a long time ago. My videos are right where they're supposed to be. But let's deal with American women and feminism. The girl writes from Australia. I don't know her. She's a young lady, and I think that she is very ignorant of just how deep our culture's entrenched. Australia has the same problem too, don't kid yourself. But one of the things that I've noticed is she cited, you don't hear George Clooney complaining about feminists, and I just thought, as if George Clooney's running a video show talking about controversial issues. George Clooney has consistently played in what I would call crappy, bad, violent, sexual, profane-laced movies, as if I'm going to use him as a citing of a role model of anything good. No offense, George Clooney, I don't know you, I don't want to know you. You work for the insidious machine of Hollywood, and Hollywood is very pro-feminist. Sometimes youth, with our young ladies today, also can be equated with ignorance. And one of the things that bothers me is for anybody to say that somebody from Hollywood isn't complaining about this. Well, of course not. Hollywood isn't saying anything about the liberal networks. Hollywood isn't saying anything about rock music in the church. Hollywood isn't saying anything about all of the pornography that's going on and all the violence in movies. And what you do hear coming out of Hollywood, though, is an attack on conservatives, attack on those who believe in God, a mocking. If Hollywood were to do a movie taking pot shots and cheap shots at black people or Muslims, they would be shut down. But they can do open season on Christians and Jewish people. Interesting. Yeah, lady, I'm going to tell you something. If you're going to cite examples with me, make sure you know what you're talking about. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to promote hate. But if you're going to get on this channel, you're welcome. But if you're going to make comments, make sure they're based in the truth. Of course, George Clooney doesn't promote or complain about feminism. Why would he? He works for a feminist machine. Why do I have to tell my viewers that Hollywood is the exact opposite of anything noble, values, moral, God-oriented? Hollywood is its own organism that moves and vacillates and changes and is always pushing the envelope and teaching people how to accept the new morality, the evolutionary belief system. Evolution is the foundation of all things. Hollywood is simply giving the masses what they want, their lust for evil. People like scary, terror, and haunting, and they like violence. I remember when they came out with the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I heard about it. It disturbed me greatly. Men thought it was wonderful. Women think that's wonderful. They love Bates Motel and Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, all those horrible movies. I saw those movies. They bothered me so much. I wasn't a Christian. I was invited to a Halloween party with this drop dead gorgeous girl, and there were quite a few lovely ladies strutting around the house. And we all sat on the couches and chairs and overstuffed chairs and snuggled up next to each other to watch all this horror stuff. That stuff bothered me so much. I asked my best friend, I said, dude, you're staying in my house. I got a bunk bed and you're staying. There's no way I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. He was laughing at me. He says, dude, this is really scaring you. I said, you know what? I don't like this stuff. Let me say it again, viewers. Hollywood is not a foundation for anything good. I have counseled and challenged, not counseled, but I've challenged my viewers who claim to be conservative to stop buying cable, to stop paying for Hollywood movies, to stop endorsing them. Hollywood, to me, would be the very opposite of the Bible. They don't promote family. They don't promote wholesome speech. They don't promote sexual purity. They don't promote monogamous heterosexual relations. Hollywood promotes toilet behavior. Hollywood promotes materialism and idolatry and false belief systems and, just to be very honest with you, arrogance. I'm not saying Hollywood hasn't made good movies, but today they're just not doing it. Hollywood promotes bad driving. Hollywood promotes in-your-face women with nipples poking through and carrying guns, and men are groveling all over themselves to get a date with that kind of a frickin' Amazonian biatch. No, Hollywood doesn't promote ladies. It promotes sleaze. It promotes feigned sensual behavior. And I say it's not sensual, it's just sexual in nature. It's trashy behavior. And Hollywood glorifies violence, sex inside, outside, and all ways out of marriage. Brokeback Mountain with two gay cowboys. I mean, I could go on and on about the plethora of movies. And I don't care if they're World War II movies. I don't care what they are. They got to put the F word. They got to put the cussing. Got to put GD and Jesus Christ as a cuss word. And lady, if you're going to cite Hollywood as, well, you don't hear George Clooney complaining about feminism. Of course not, because he's making money promoting garbage. By the way, I don't personally like George Clooney and the roles he plays. I remember as a a young adult going into my aunt's house. I remember they watched everything and anything. She claimed to believe in God, and she allowed her kids to watch, and us to watch the show Butterfly. It's about some coal miner who was doing his blonde daughter, and, all it did was make that more palatable. By the way, it's interesting in society that if a man entangles himself with a teenage girl, the parents are outcrying that. Hollywood promotes that stuff all the time. They promote all kinds of illicit behavior and relations, and it is disgusting. And yet, there are still Americans that say, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, but yet they go and watch those movies. I've always had a problem with Christians in the U.S. because they watch just about every movie that comes out. I remember when I first got saved, I started challenging those that were born and raised in the church setting. I said, what are you doing watching our movies? Well, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I said, really? You don't want to read the Bible, but you'll go and watch this filth with profanity and this and that, and then you'll turn around and somebody ushers a cuss word, and you say, oh, he's going to hell, he used profanity. Okay, you went and just spent money on a movie that is endorsing that kind of behavior. Now, I can't do anything about going to work every day and what my coworkers do and say, but I can certainly control what I'm entertaining myself with. Hollywood? What a joke. When I turn on my computer and I get my Yahoo News and all this, I laugh. It's like the big thing on there is some star in their dress or their latest sexy dress, and of course all the men go, oh, I gotta see what Kate Ryan is wearing. Who cares? By the way, I don't mean to be rude. Pacific has looked at a share of filthy stuff, porn, in the past, and you want to know something? We have put the Hollywood stars on such a pedestal, and they are not all that. Look at the National Enquirer pictures of their cellulite all down their legs, their saggy boobs, all the makeup, boob jobs, everything, Botox, detox, and everything else that they've gotten. Yes, I said detox on purpose because most of them are on drugs or drunk and, great role models of society, pulling down six-digit figures just to run sitcoms, millions of dollars. And this is what America does. They put these clowns on a pedestal. They tithe all their money to them. But then a guy like me, an average American guy driving a school bus, has got to put up with all the BS on the roads, all the political correctness in the public school systems. Oh, we don't want to punish the kids. We don't want to stand up. And I make under $20,000 a year. People don't want nice movies. They don't want stuff. They don't want truth. They want garbage. But I am amazed that everybody goes clamoring to see the latest movie, this and that. They make big money. And these people don't represent God, represent values. They make way too much money. But back to the porn issue. Looking at girls in other countries, and I can't believe how stunningly beautiful they are. Simple, stunning beauty. And some of them are small-breasted. Some of them are no makeup, long hair. And I'm like, gosh, these women are better looking than anything Hollywood puts out there. America is the home of the plasticated woman, the complete airbrushed fake job. When I was married to my wife for 14 years, we had this discussion one day. She made a comment, and I sunk her little ship. She said, pornography is just evil. It's terrible because none of those women really look like that. And I said, that is not true. And she argued with me. I said, I have personally known women that are stunning, and there's no airbrushing and no makeup. Nuh-uh, they have flaws. Well, folks, I lived in Asia. I dated a white girl in my 20s, and I'm here to tell you, I've dated some women that were stunning natural beauties. They didn't have big breasts. They were slender. They didn't have to run and do the Nazi fitness routine because they just worked hard. Don't get me started on the women in fitness. When I drive my bus all day, I see these women that they have nothing to do. Their husbands are giving them the comfortable life so that they can be stuck-up, self-centered biatches, running with their dog and their iPod plugged into their ears, and they just step out in front of the bus. Traffic's all trying to go at a four-way stop. Bus finally gets a break, a turn, goes to turn, and a woman just barges out there and dragging her dog, and I think, gosh, I'm sick of these people. I'm going to say it again about those kind of women. They're not changing this. They're worried about their physical appearance, and it's like, I want to yell, who cares? Your internal is yucky. Anyways, enough about that. If you're going to cite somebody from Hollywood, ma'am, may I gently coach you? Ask yourself, you also have a problem with my views on a woman's place. With all due respect, what I saw with Australian women in Hong Kong, of course they would disagree with that video. They are loud, obnoxious, pushy, shovey. I saw them in the Hong Kong marketplace, and I had several Chinese people, I had several British people, and American people, and Filipina tell me I don't like the Aussies. They're very rude and obnoxious. Most of that was from the women. Now, I knew a couple of Aussie women that I liked. They were kind to me. But generally speaking, Aussies are as feminized as they get. So are Canadian women. By the way, I want to tip my hat off to my Canadian viewers. I have quite a few of them, and a lot of nice Canadian men up there. Those are the kind of men I want to surround myself with. Men that aren't gay, men that aren't weird, but men that still think and live a simple life. Thank you for my Canadian friends out there. You've restored my faith. When I was a kid, fellow Canadians, or excuse me, my neighbors to the north, I always thought it'd be cool to live in Banff. I thought, wow, what a beautiful place. Or Prince Edward Island. I thought it'd be fun to live in the Maritimes. I like places like Nova Scotia and Halifax. They're rich with shipping history. In fact, when the Titanic sank and issued out its SOS, some of that transmission got over to Halifax, I believe. So Canada has some redeeming points. It's just too bad that they're become so liberal as well. George Clooney doesn't complain about feminism. Gosh, I think of my grandpa. He came in the house one day. My grandma was fixing beets and rice, and he comes in. He was an old sailor. He says, "Beets and rice, pow!" I feel like saying, "George Clooney, pow!" As if you're gonna cite somebody, lady, could you give me somebody who's got some substance, please? Oh, back to the clip at my aunt's house. Here's her kids in front of this big screen TV, and this woman pulls off all her clothes. I turn around, I'm like, whoa. And she goes, "Are you going to eat my Pussy?" And of course, Clooney wasted no time. Yeah, good role model. You know, it's funny too. We talk about porn, and some of those same people will criticize people for looking at porn, but they have no problem watching a movie where a man and a woman are getting totally naked, feeling each other up, and licking, sucking, and the whole nine yards. And I'm like, what the heck is the difference between what Hollywood's putting in their racy so-called love scenes? Oh, by the way, those actors and actresses performing those stunts, they're married to other people in real life, but for some reason, and because they're working the job, it's okay to get nude with another woman. Isn't that funny sleight of hand? Don't get me started on Hollywood. Hollywood is fit for the garbage can. End of story. So, feminist, I stand strong on a woman's place. I believe that a huge amount of problems in U.S. culture is because women don't know their place and won't go to their place, and they want to tell us men how to conduct our lives and make us little wimps that cater to their every stupid, high maintenance need and turn us into sad, pathetic individuals, which we are fast becoming. And if you want to call me misandric and chauvinistic or misogynistic or whatever, feel free, but it's not going to stick. I'm just getting tired of the whole image of women screaming and yelling at football game and downing the beer and eating the beer nuts and wearing baseball caps. Gosh, I hate that. I like a lady. That's another thing. I'm not into women wearing baseball caps. Baseball caps for guys, man. Eesh. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm going to get thunder for this one. That's okay. Takes all kinds of people to make a world, and Pacific's part of this crazy society as well. On that note, I'm out of here. Pacific signing off. Bye bye.